got to a point, I want to say, what was it, 2016 or 2017, maybe 2017, where I was like, I'm going to quit because this sucks. And I decided, I was like, well, before I quit, I will give this one more like real go of me doing literally whatever I feel like doing and seeing if it pays off, because at that point it's on me. It's not just someone saying, hey, do this, try to be this character, do whatever, and I'm unhappy with it. It's like, at least this way I go and happy if it fails. Um, and I switched it over to a horror-based character, like full-on evil. No nice part of it. I was just straight up horror movie, taking influences from like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hellraiser, just literally anything I grew up on and what I liked, and switching up my makeup based on whatever show I was doing. Like I did a They Live makeup one time. I think that's what I started with. And then I would just switch off and do different like band makeup if I wanted to. Like I did from this band called Converge. I did their Jane Doe makeup for a while from an album they put out. And I did Integrity makeup, this band called Integrity from Cleveland. And I just kept switching it up. And then eventually I landed on the Pazuzu makeup from The Exorcist for a Halloween party that I had gone to that year. And then I was like, well, this one's kind of cool. I'm going to try to morph it and make it my own thing. And then that's the one I stuck with because it was the easiest to do. It was the quickest to do. And then people had started drawing that one. It like, for whatever reason, that one caught people's eye. And I was getting tons of fan art with it. And I was like, well, this is probably the one I have to stick with. I'll keep evolving it and making it my own thing. And then I slowly did. But we did the evil thing for probably a good year at AIW with the production. And it was working. It was definitely catching on. But the horror crowd is also niche, like a very niche crowd with the wrestling crowd. So then you just combine two relatively small fan bases. And I was like, well, this needs to evolve more. So that process took a lot, probably, like I said, about a year. And then I had gotten booked on Old Wrestling, where you pretend it's the 1920s. So I took inspiration from Shadow of the Vampire, where Willem Dafoe thinks he's a vampire. And he's on set playing as Max Schreck playing Nosferatu. And I think at the end of it, he actually is a vampire. But I took the beginning of that idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will play a guy who thinks he's a vampire wrestling. And I was like, cool, this is fun. And people are laughing at it. And the videos I'm putting out for this are doing notably better than the ones that take hours to make and are serious with my friends, where I'm staying up until 2 a.m. and then editing them as well. So I was like, well, let's try to mix that a little bit into my current character and see if the humor added in gets the ball rolling a little bit more. And it did. And then that really, I think, cultivated with me wrestling Effie, because Effie was like, let's do weird stuff. Let's have fun with it. And then I had taken inspiration from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with my promo with him, where I was just full on off the wall goofy with it, but in character. And that took off. So I was like, oh, well, we're going to roll with this because this is way more fun. It's easier and it is definitely working better.